So my journey with Faith to Faith starts back in 2017 when I came on as an office cleaner for 1 hour a week. Faith to Faith needed somebody to clean their office. I was available. I came. I had no idea what the Lord had in store for me. In 2019, our youngest child, I had homeschooled all of the kids all the way through high school. She graduated in 2019, went away to college, and I was ready to enter the workforce with a little bit more oomph and a little bit more time on my hands. At that point, LifeFacts had a position coming open. LifeFacts was once a part of Faith to Faith. It was our schools program, our mentoring program, and I started getting training for it, and then I was fired. Tom has a whole story about me breaking down in Starbucks, but that's another story for another day. This seemed like the end of an opportunity. I look back and see that God had his hand in it because the end of that school year would have ended in COVID and the whole program just collapsing. So God had other plans for me. Tom wanted to provide opportunities for me, so he taught me how to do Salesforce reporting. He looked over my shoulder as I was typing out what he said for the Salesforce reports, frustrated, shaking his head. It's difficult for me to learn technology, but God had opportunities in learning that technology, and it was great that he was able to do it in person before COVID hit. I was able to use some of the things that I'm pretty good at. Connecting with people is something that I've always loved to do. Wherever I go, I make new friends, I talk to people. It's a joy in my life. Praying for people is a joy in my life, and I was able to use those as I started making prayer calls. At that point, prayer calls were not a thing for just one person to do. They were quarterly and spread out throughout the team, and it was kind of haphazard, and a lot of people really didn't like making the prayer calls. A lot of that fell on me, but meantime, I was learning how to pray with people, how to report those prayer requests in Salesforce, and getting better at it, and being able to teach others how to use Salesforce, how to go about connecting with people, praying for them, finding out what their needs were, and lifting those up to the Lord. Once COVID hit, there were new opportunities and other opportunities that had fallen to the wayside. So the new opportunity was Zoom calls. And we all have mixed feelings about Zoom calls. It's what makes this whole team possible, because Toma and Gianna and Sailor and Cheyenne could not come to weekly meetings. They could not do devotion in the office. So this made growth of our team possible, because we could do training over Zoom, we could connect with our donors and our stakeholders via all kinds of means. And also it provided that need, that hunger for connecting with people. When we were all locked in our houses by ourselves, that connection, even through Zoom, even through prayer calls, was like a lifeline for a lot of people. And Sharon was one of the first people that I connected with over the phone and prayer calls. We have wonderful times of prayer together. It's just a joy to get to know people as we pray for their needs and see God answer prayer. As this developed, we made prayer and training foundational. Tom and I worked together for months to put together those steps for MPS, those steps for prayer stewardship, all of the things that we work on together in our MPS team meetings. that became a foundational. And prayer is foundational to what we do as a ministry. The Lord tells us to pray to the Lord of the harvest that he would send workers out into the field. And there are things that I'm still learning. There's things that I still need to grow in. The area of weakness that I see God propelling me forward in through learning from others is strategic planning. This is not a thing that I'm at all comfortable with. I'm more comfortable with technology now. Strategic planning, still not my thing, but God is teaching me. I'm learning. We need to move forward in the way God intends. God gives different gifts to each of us, and this is something that I love about working at Faith to Faith, is that we have opportunities and space and grace to grow. So the being fired from LifeVax was not the end of my story. It was the beginning of my story with Faith to Faith. And each of you has opportunities to grow, to use the talents that God gave you each as individuals. It's so inspiring to me to see Cheyenne take off with those videos on Facebook and Instagram. Not that I'm on Instagram. My kids won't let me. See Gianna take hold of certain things, and Sailor, and the way Toma really connects with her MPS stewardship. It's just lovely to see each of you grow in the way God intends, that there's grace. If you fail, it's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of the next chapter. So take hope in that. I love that when you find something that you're really good at and it feels like, ooh, this is something that I really love to do, there are opportunities for you to grow in that and to push new arenas, new theaters of operation for Faith to Faith. You can go places that we can't go by ourselves. I think it was Kyle who was talking about extending our reach last night. And I'm not mechanically minded, but if you think about levers, and you can lift heavier things, you can move things further if you have extension. And having people in New York and Ukraine and Poland and Florida and Massachusetts extends our reach so that we're not just focused here in southeastern Connecticut. We're all learners and teachers. Tom might not have been excited to teach me basic technological skills, but it's freed him up so that I can teach others. I've learned things from each one of you that I can put into practice in my ministry as well as in the rest of life. All of us have the capacity to learn, to teach, to appreciate our differences, to thrive in God's plan for us. So I hope that you feel like you have space to grow, that there's opportunities for you, that there's grace for when you make a mistake. So God is in this. He's got you. And I pray that God will lead you into the ministry he has for you. Thank you.